Hello, my friends. Am I even live? I don't know. Hold on. Let me get this on my laptop going. Okay, hold on just 1 second, okay? Wow. There we go. That's me. Hold on. Okay. So, all I ask of the universe is for something that existed and was possible yesterday or 2 weeks ago to be possible today. I feel like that's not a lot. Hi, I'm sorry. Hi guys, welcome to Bath and Phone. My name is Robyn Schmidt. It's Monday. Let's make something together. What I'm freaking out about and having a little moment about is the fact that Facebook, this live video has ended. No, no it hasn't. Has it? No, it hasn't. Okay. Facebook, literally, if we go back and look, okay, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, I'm having to find the post now because it told me that it had ended, and it hadn't. It didn't, because I checked right there and it's still going. Literally 2 weeks ago, I did a live and we did it in landscape. It's in the pinned post. I can see that happened. And now, I cannot, for the life of me, convince Facebook to do that. I don't know. I'm sorry, okay? I'm really sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna expand that so I can see your comments and we can do this. Okay, so Karen says hello. Monica says that they see me live, so I am live. I know that I am. I don't know why that thing did that. Anyway, you guys, I feel like every time I'm like, okay, I'm cool with Facebook again, they just do this to me. They just do another thing where they're like, pull the rug out from underneath me, okay? So, let's make something though, okay? I just want to let's make something, let's be happy. I have a double batch of WonderBar here that I'm going to actually put in this because I don't need all of it. But I have a double batch of WonderBar. And if you don't know, let me tell you, WonderBar is our favorite bubble bath recipe. Solid bubble bath. You can make scoops. You can scoop it. What are the things you can do with it, guys? Help me out here. You can scoop it, pipe it, roll it, and press it. And all you do to, get the different textures or whatever is you change the processing agent, which is isopropyl alcohol. You change how much you do with it. And it can be MASTERBATCH, like so. So I'm going to pull out, a full-size batch is 860-ish grams, I think, probably. So I'm going to pull out 860 grams. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put that into my... I could just put it straight into my mixer, but now I'm putting it into a bowl so I can put it into another bowl because reasons. Alright, so I'm going to take this MASTERBATCH WonderBar and I'm going to start adding rubbing alcohol to it. Also, I need to add my fragrance. Sorry. Let me see what comments we got. Okay, there's more comments because I can see them over there. Okay, maybe there's not. Amy says hi and hope I'm having an awesome day. Thank you, Amy. I'm having a day. Today is better than yesterday. Yesterday was real hard for me. Real hard. Okay? It's summertime, and summertime in the South means that big old bugs start coming out. Ah! Whatever. Let's put this lid on because it's kicking stuff out at me. Anyway, summertime means big old bugs come out. But I'm pretty sure that the apocalypse has started. You can tell me if I'm right. I know I'm right though. I'm pretty sure the apocalypse has started. There have been, it was in a 24-hour period. There were the big old tree roaches. The ones that are like that big. There were six of them. And I just can't do it. Had a literal breakdown over it. It's funny because I can laugh about it now, but it was real. Okay. I went to bed at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. Because my husband wasn't here to protect me. Because he was working nights. Likely story, right? I know he was probably off doing something fun without me in a roach-free zone. Anyway, getting back to the bubble bar. Okay, so this is all my powdered ingredients and all my liquid ingredients. And I added my fragrance oil. It's MASTERBATCH. If you want to know how to MASTERBATCH WonderBar, I'll include a link in the description when this is over. Or somebody can add a link now if they want to, if they're cool like that. And then I'm just adding 91% rubbing alcohol until I get to the texture that I'm looking for. And we have a video on our YouTube that shows you the different textures of WonderBar. So if you don't know what to look for, we can show you. Right now, I would say this is a good texture for pressing or even scooping. Whoops. But we don't want to press it and we don't want to scoop it. No ma'am, we want to roll it, kind of. Because here's what I'm thinking. I had this idea in my head. I don't know if it will work. Sometimes my ideas work, sometimes they don't. What I'm thinking is, we're going to make it blue. We'll save a small portion that'll be white, but the rest of it, we're going to make it blue. Then we're going to lay it out like we're going to roll it, but instead of rolling the whole thing, we're going to roll it like part of the way and make it look like a wave. I don't know if it's going to actually work or not. I can't tell you about that. I don't know if it will actually work or not. This is a good texture. You could probably also scoop this. To me, it's like a little bit too wet to scoop, but this is probably good for rolling. Maybe it should be like just a little bit wetter for rolling. I think it should just be like a little sticky when you're rolling it. But if you have the recipe and you are following it to a T and it's not working for you, then consider not following it to a T, consider using the amount of rubbing alcohol that we have as a suggested amount. So you can always add more or you can add less, kind of depending on what your needs are. You can also increase the surfactant, so if it doesn't make enough bubbles for you, you can increase the amount of SLSA that's in there. I've done it to double the amount and it doesn't really affect how the recipe works. So if you feel like you need to do that, you can do that. You can also try using like a co-surfactant or using, I'm trying to think, you can do other things. You can use different liquid surfactants. There's a bunch of different things you can do to kind of make it work for you. So, you can also, if you live somewhere dry and you feel like you're having to add like a ton of rubbing alcohol to it, you could try adding extra glycerin. Like even 5 extra grams of glycerin is usually enough to get people over that kind of ledge, hump, whatever, where it's not working for them. We are going to, let's pull out the white. So we're gonna have some of this be white. I'll weigh it. So we have like, I don't know, if you wanted to replicate it, you could try to replicate it. Let's use like, sorry, my voice, what? Where did my voice go? Oh my god. Anyways, probably from all that screaming I did yesterday. That's 150 grams. And then to the rest of it, let's add blue lake. Actually, let's put like a little bit extra. I just like, well, yeah, just put a little bit extra. Because the blue will bleed into the white anyway, so it's probably better to have a little bit extra. So that's like 215 grams, but whatever. And then let's start adding our colorant to this. Hold on, let me find a measuring spoon for you. Guys. Juice, guys. Okay, come on now. Alright, this is gonna be, I would say this is like a micro scoop. First I'm gonna add like a tiny bit of blue. I was thinking maybe I would get an ombre in it. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that, but we can try. Okay, that's pretty. And then let me scrape it down a little bit. Scrapies a little bit. So we've got the color all the way kind of where we want it. Okay, and let's pull some of that now. Let's pull. Whoa, there's a big blue spot right there. Don't want that one in our light blue mix. Okay, hold on. Let's pull another 200. Okay, we could do 200 for each one, and then we could do like gradually darker for each one. That's smart, right? Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Let's add a little bit more blue white to this. This is Blue and Lake. You can use micas if you have cosmetic approved micas. You can use dyes. I haven't really used dyes in WonderBar, but you could if you wanted to. What else could you do? You leave it uncolored, I guess. Okay, let's do our next portion. And we'll do another 200. I really hope this works. Like, really hope this works. And then we'll do this last part with a little bit more blue. So then we have like 3 different colors of blue, and then that white kind of crest on the top. And I may end up mixing some of that white with more blue. As you can see, there's more blue right here, so let's just mix this by hand because I'm not going to put it back in there. And I could always do this too, if I can get it in there, to help mix the color better. Or if you feel like your WonderBar is too dry, you know, you can use a little bit more rubbing alcohol on it. That one's definitely darker. I'm going to actually steal some of this white, put it in here, and make this blue a little bit lighter. That way there's like, you know, a clear distinction between the two. I'm excited. I hope this works. Oh, lots of comments now. Okay. Kathy says we're making WonderBar. Yes, we are making WonderBar. I don't do rolled WonderBar very often, but I figured this is like a good one because now you can really see the differences between those colors better, right? I'm working on a pirate theme, so this is kind of cute for a little pirate theme. There are molds that are like the Kata Kata Molds has a wave, like an actual wave shape. I just don't have that one. And I was like trying to think of more ways to incorporate WonderBar into this project anyway, so I figured a rolled wave bar is kind of cute, so we're gonna try it. I mean, WonderBar does kind of make waves anyway, if you know what I mean, because it's like really different from all the other bubble bar recipes out there, just saying. It's very, very versatile, so that's why we like it. This could go a little darker, don't you? Just add a little bit more. I feel like it could go a little darker, especially if it's the base color, you know? And this is why I like to use lakes. Even in bath bombs or whatever, you still have this like ability to kind of adjust colors as you go. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, and then while that's mixing up for that last one, let me get some freezer paper. I mean, I have it, but let's just like lay it out. I think that's gonna be good. I'm a professional at what I do. Thank you. I don't know why that was so hard, but that was hard for me apparently. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Okay, now we have a nice blue that's like, whoa, definitely darker. So you have kind of 3 tones of blue. Love that. And let's add them to this little bowl. Or I guess I don't have to add it to a little bowl. I guess we can just do it straight out onto our freezer paper. So I'm gonna grab some cornstarch. I don't know if I'm gonna need it, but it doesn't hurt to have it. And then I'm also gonna grab some rubbing alcohol. So I'm gonna dust this thing with some cornstarch. Can you guys see? Okay, I'm gonna dust that with some cornstarch. And now I'm going to add this blue to the thing. This is gonna be the bottom of our roll. So I'm going to do the darkest color, and then I'm going to work my way up to the lightest color, and then I'm going to try to roll it. I don't know. It may just end up being like a blue roll, which is fine if that's what happens. Like, that's still fine. But in my head, it's going to look like a wave. Will it? It will. It totally will, right? Yes, come on guys. Okay. So, doing my first layer, kind of laying it flat. Laying it flat. And if you want smoother layers, you can use freezer paper. Oh, okay, that one just tears easily, I see. Whatever. You can use freezer paper and kind of go like this, flatten it out. You can use a rolling pin to make it like flat. You can use cling wrap, right? There's like a bunch of different things you can do just to kind of try to get this row nice and smooth. And then I am going to actually, right here, I'm just going to taper this down. Well, nope, it's sticking my finger. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that with this. I'm going to taper this edge down. And you'll see why. Maybe. Okay, next one, next color. Here we go. Let's see if there's comments. Nectarina says that they love how I say I'm a professional as I walk around in bare feet. When I was at the conference, at the Guild conference, they did like an interview with me, and I told them, I was like, they're like, you know, we just want you to be comfortable. And I was like, all right, well, so can I be barefoot? And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'm always barefoot on my lives. And there's, not every live I get a comment on it, but I do frequently get comments on the fact that I'm barefoot. So I was like, I think it's cute. You should do that. So they did it. And then afterwards I was like, was that a good idea or not? I don't know. I can't tell. But I did do that. Barefoot. My deal is like, I don't want my regular shoes in here getting full of SLSA. That's kind of like where I stand on it, but... and dust and other stuff like that. Because I did used to wear shoes in my workroom, and I just didn't like that whole part of it. Okay. Well, I don't know how that's going to work out, but we're going to see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim these edges. Well, I'll trim the edges at the end before we roll it. And then maybe I'll like use them in another layer. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to add this other layer. Whoops, I didn't spray. It's fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's fine. It's going to work out just perfect. Okay. And also, I am sweating so bad. My husband bought me a new AC unit for my shop like a little while ago, and I thought he was being silly when he bought it. And he's like, yeah, but you run your AC like 24/7, and we've been here for 3 years. So he's like, you're gonna need a new one eventually, and like, you know, I'm just trying to think ahead. And now I'm thinking maybe that was actually a good idea, because I think maybe it's dying. Maybe that's why it's like hot all the time. Okay, so I just added that lighter layer, and now we're gonna go like this. We're just gonna mush it in together. And then, see how I kind of have it tapered, going like this. I think I'm going to, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna trim this edge. Probably, maybe not a good idea, but I'm doing it. Okay, I'm just going to trim that edge. And I was thinking, still probably not a good idea, but I'm still probably going to do it. Mix it up, see what color we get. Sorry. Okay, we get blue. It's blue. Okay, good. Whew. I was worried. I didn't know what was going to happen, but it's a blue. Good. And I'm just going to add it back into the mix. I just want the sides clean, because it makes it like a little bit nicer looking a lot of times when this edge are clean. And we'll just kind of add it, I don't know, there. That looks like a good place to add it. I don't know if that's gonna work or be nice or what, I don't know. Okay. And then for our last layer, we're gonna do white. How am I gonna do this? Oh no, you know what's gonna happen is, I want my dark blue layer to be my bottom layer, so I actually need to flip it. We've never done that before, but let's try it. I'm here to make mistakes for you, okay? So you don't have to make them. Okay, that mostly worked. Let's scrape this. Hey, not bad. Okay, let's add this back to this. How am I gonna add that white crest though? I don't know yet. Don't know. Okay. I think we're almost ready. I do think I need to like squash this up a little bit. Make it more like longer maybe. Is this a, no, I just need a longer piece of paper than this. Just gonna go like this. I'll just use, like, you know, I'll just use them together. Yeah, because I don't want to cut another piece of paper. That seems crazy. That, of all the things I'm doing, that seems like the crazy thing. Okay, all right, cool. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this part right here, and I'm gonna start rolling it, but I'm gonna get a, where is, oh, it's full of bath bomb dust on it. Oh no. I left my little scrapers that I love, my little 3D printed scrapers, I left them outside in an event that we're calling Moldgate. I lost a few molds, okay. And so, yeah, I did do that. And they did kind of get destroyed. So now I have to use these, which is fine. This works too. It's not as much fun. I could also spray rubbing alcohol on these layers as I'm rolling if I want them to stick together a little bit better. Although I think that they're doing okay. I don't know how I'm going to add that white art. You know what I could do? I could, I mean, I don't know. I've never tried to do this, but I could pipe. Have I ever tried to do this? Have I ever tried? You guys know what my videos have better than me most of the time. Have I ever tried to pipe WonderBar onto rolled WonderBar? I can't remember. I don't think I have though. So what I'm thinking maybe is I could pipe that white onto the bubble roll and it would look like a little foamy, crusty wave, right? Maybe? Cool. Add that right back in there. Okay. Whew. Girl, I am sweating. Every time you see me do my back like that, that's because a literal rivulet of sweat just rolled down my back. Feels fantastic. Okay. All right. Okay, well, we got this part done, mostly. Okay. I guess I didn't need to, see, that's why I didn't want to cut another piece of paper, because I didn't technically need another piece of paper, and then that would have been wasteful. I don't like to be wasteful. Okay, so I made the right call on that. Here's what we need to see. I think that I could pipe that white WonderBar. So let's let our bar rest for a second, and let's see about, the only problem is, well, there's a lot of glue in this, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get a clean white, but it'll still be like white-ish. But let me wipe this bowl out. I mean, normally I would wash it, but you guys are here. I don't want you to wait on me because you already had to wait like 4 minutes for me to start. Nick says that I jump in puddles and all of a sudden bubbles start forming. Well, kinda yeah. I mean, I've definitely had times where it was like, what I have to watch for is having dye on my feet, like especially after making embeds or something like that, where I'm using a lot of dye, and having dye on the bottom of my feet and then going back into the house and then tracking it into the house. That's usually what I have to watch out for. Okay. That's pretty good, and then let's get it another wipe out. Okay, I mean that's pretty good, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay. This is honestly what's really cool about WonderBar though, is if you wanted to make frosting with the same batch that you had made a bubble roll out of, you can totally do that. Just now we add more rubbing alcohol to it. So that's empty. So I'm gonna put this back into my mixer. There's only a tiny, tiny bit. So I only need like a small bag. I don't know why I cleaned that whole thing off and I had extra ones right here. Anyway. So I'm just gonna add some rubbing alcohol until it looks pipeable. And then let me get a bag. And we only need a small bag, even though this is a big roll. And we need a piping tip, so hold on. Let's do I mean, I have this French tip. I really want, oh my gosh, I really want something like, hold on, like a closed star tip, but can't find it. I can't find it. No sweat just pouring down off of me as I look. Alright, well, we'll use this one. I mean, I have this closed star tip, but I think it's too big, honestly. And I would use up, like, all of my icing right there. So, we're going to use this one, which is Wilton 32. I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah, and literally surviving, like, 2 hours of sleep. Three hours of sleep. Not a lot of sleep. Okay. And also, yes, I'm probably dehydrated. I'm definitely dehydrated. I couldn't go into my kitchen the whole day yesterday. And I couldn't get any food because my house was just not a safe space anymore because of the tree roaches. Which fly, by the way, don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, they fly. If you're up north and you don't know what these things are, bless you, okay? If you live in some paradise and you don't have these things, God be with you. Go in peace, okay? I don't know what it's like to be so favored of the Lord, but you apparently do. Because I live here in the South, where people will say, it's usually dudes. And I called my mom about it. I had a whole conversation with her because my dad was like, they're there to be your friends. Not funny, dude. I reached out to you because I needed you to be there for me. And you're laughing, okay? But I called my mom. She was like, don't listen to him. He had to come kill one for me yesterday. And I was like, okay, thank you. She said, whoa. Oh, come on. Back in there. Oh, I forgot to show you piping texture. Basically, piping texture looks like you could pipe it. If it's thick and if it's chunky and if you're like, when you put it into the piping bag, you're like having to squeeze really, really hard, then it's not ready yet. Put it back in, add some more rubbing alcohol. Or if you live somewhere dry, add a little bit extra glycerin, okay? But don't break your wrist. This should be really easy to pipe. Here's the question. I think that we cut it and then pipe on each individual piece because I'm afraid that the process of cutting it will squish some of the frosting and like we'll kind of lose the look. Because the frosting will get hard, but I mean, it takes a couple days to get hard. So I think let's cut one slice and test it. Deal? Okay. Let's cut one slice and test it. Okay. Hey, that's a pretty good swirl wave thing. Okay, so then let's add, wait, where's it pressed in at? Right here. Well, that looks dumb. I don't know how I feel about that. That looks dumb. Maybe like that? I don't know. Dang it. I don't know. I don't know if that's doing it for me. That looks kind of dumb. Kind of derpy. Maybe let's just let's turn it this way and do it like this. And then, yeah, maybe. Turn it this way, do it like this. And then I could add a sprinkle or something right there. Let me go see what sprinkles I have. I'll be right back. Hold on. I just don't know. I have rubber ducks. I don't know. I think maybe it's not. Maybe it's not meant to be. Okay? I like it without it. It's hard for me to admit. But I like it a lot without it, honestly. That looks pretty good. And I think adding the little, that kind of takes away from it. So I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to do like this. And that looks like a wave to me. I don't know. I think that that's better. That's a good solution. It's a better choice, if you ask me. And then it's fine. So this frosting, I can either keep it, I can pipe out little bubble meringues or something like that, or I can rebatch it later if I want to, which just basically means like you let it dry out and then you can use it for another project later if you want to. But since this is for somebody who ordered a full batch of WonderBar, I'll probably just pipe out little bubble meringues and then just give them to them like that. As for how big of a bubble bar do I prefer to use, I like to use 3 to 3.5, maybe 4 ounces. To me, that's like the right size for my bathtub to get good bubbles. But if you're having problems with getting good bubbles, remember that this has to be agitated. So, you know, you can, like once it's dry, you can chop it up and put it in a sieve, something like that, or a bubble basket, and hold that under the running water. You can also use this and like put it down in the tub and like swish it around to create more bubbles. You can like do it from cup. Like when I went to Lush for the first time, they just showed me doing it from cup to cup, and which is like kind of dumb, but that's how they did it. So there's kind of like, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. Or also, you know, use more SLSA if you feel like it needs more bubbles. I like this. I think this is good. I think we should stay with this. This is good. That makes me happy. For the bubble meringues, when I'm talking about that, what I mean is I would literally just go like this. Which, I'm sorry, it's like a hot mess in here right now. But I would just go like this. Like do little dollops. And then package these in a bag or a little paint tub or a little PET jar, PET jar, plastic jar. It will get hard, but it's not, I mean, like, it's hard enough to package. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what people's like expectations are when they ask will it get hard, but like it's gonna get hard. It's not gonna get hold on, where's the aliens I did last week? So these aliens, I'm pretty sure I did these on a live. I mean, they're hard. Okay? But if I sat here and squeezed this, yes, I would break it. So, you know, you want it to be soft enough to be able to cut and crumble by your customers, but also to be able to be packaged and dropped and picked up by a kid at your table or whatever when you're selling them. So, anyway, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I would say I'm like 98% happy with that. I bet there's another way to do it. And maybe eventually I'll figure that out. But for now, I think that we did a good job today. That's a pretty good swirl. I'm not as good as Amanda is at swirling my bubble rolls. Amanda's really good at swirling her bubble rolls. So for me, that's a really good swirl. I'm going to go with that. Thanks. If you guys have questions, I'll go back through because my computer's over there. So I was like having to look from pretty far away. I'll go back through and answer questions. Well, I mean, I guess it could just... right now. But also, I'll leave links in the description to where you can get this recipe, where you could get anything else you asked about that I don't know yet, that you're probably going to ask about. So, I'll leave links in the description. Let me see. I need sharks to add on top of the piping. That would be cute. Sharks would be cute. Don't have them, but that would be cute. You're not wrong. I can make some little bubble dough sharks maybe. If I get a minute. Victoria says that you think that you saw them in Greece and that they were monsters. They are literal monsters. And then this year, they were like really big. And I was like, I had a full-blown panic attack in front of my kid, which is not an awesome feeling. At least he's like 19, so he's not like a little kid. But I did have, because it was like, every time I turn around, there'd be another one. And I was like, this is literally a nightmare. This is like literal a nightmare for me. This is a nightmare. I'm living in a nightmare. Is her anyway, really bad. I'm doing okay today though. Yeah. Okay, so Vilma says they have a question. If I'm spraying alcohol, does it need to be written as an ingredient in the label? You're afraid people will find it as a harmful ingredient. So it depends on like your labeling laws where you live. In the United States, if it's used as a processing agent and then is not present in the final product, then you don't have to include it. You can include it if you want to. It evaporates out though. All the rubbing alcohol evaporates out. So it's kind of up to you. I've heard people go both ways on it. Since I don't sell anymore, I have not like 100% up on what the most current like train of thought on that is. But in my opinion, it evaporates out. There's nothing left in the bar. And like if you package it and you can still smell rubbing alcohol in it, then it's not done. You need to like leave it out longer and let it evaporate out. This just smells like the fragrance oil I use, which I'm trying to figure out now what I use. Something fruity and delicious. It doesn't have any alcohol smell left to it at all. Same goes for the bubble bars, or any like the scoops, anything like that. It'll evaporate out. So it is kind of your call. I know that some people will see it and be like, oh no, it has alcohol, I can't use it. And on the other hand, you have people who like maybe they're allergic to a component of it, and maybe that component is still there in trace amounts. I don't know because I'm not like a chemist, so I don't know. So I personally don't, because I didn't used to when I sold it, because it's just nothing's left in there. There's no rubbing alcohol left. But it's kind of up to you. Literally, my shirt is soaking wet. This is so gross. I think that is okay. Wait, there's somebody saying that they are new to the group and are these videos saved? And then Kathy answered them, but yes, just to like reiterate, yes, if you go to the top of the group in the pinned featured things that they'll be there. And then we also have a database that has like every live that we've ever done that our assistant keeps up for us, which is awesome. So yeah, you can find them all. And that's pretty much it for today. I think if you have any more questions, you can ask them and I will answer them. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And as always, happy making.